guys, how y'all doing? I am back with another video, and today I'm going to be sharing with you guys my coming out story. Make sure you guys like, comment, share, subscribe, all them good things, and make sure you guys put the post little notification thing, because I'm going to be coming out with hella content, so make sure you guys like turn that on, because you know you guys want to see me. Y'all know.
Yeah, you see the difference between me and who the fuck is trying to do this shit too? I don't need to speak for you to hear me. Yeah.
So, my coming out story. Let me start off by giving you some background information that at this time I was like maybe 12 in 7th or 8th grade. Okay, so I started off with me not even willingly wanting to come out to my parents. It just so happened that at this time, me, my mom, and my brother were sharing a phone because it was like the times where it was like social media wasn't out, you know? So we were sharing a phone, and I received a text message from one of my friends, and it said, did you and so kiss when you guys were together? And my mom so happened to read it, so it kind of triggered like what is it, an assumption to my mom. So she called me into her room and she confronted me about it, and she read it, the message to me, and showed it to me, and she was like, what is this, and blah blah blah. And I don't remember much of what happened, but I ended up making up a whole lie saying that that message was for my brother and blah blah blah, which now I don't remember why I did it, because it literally makes no sense, because coming to think about it, my brother was 7 years old. The person that texted me was my friend. It was under my friend's contact name, you know? It was stupid. Like, my mom's not oblivious to all of that. Like, I should have been a little bit smarter on my life, but whatever. So, at that time, I rejected the fact that I wasn't, and I told her that I wasn't, you know? I lied to her. But eventually, I kind of just told her I was, but it was like maybe a period of 2-3 years, which this happened. It was a lot of crazy things. Let's start with like, okay, so let's start with how my mom was treating me when this all first started, when I actually started coming out. My mom actually was very, very negative on the situation. She didn't like it at all, because she comes from a very religious, well, my family's very religious, and her opinions are very narrow, same as my dad. They are very shallow, and they think that what the Bible says must go. And I think that as a certain extent, but yeah, my mom was very, very not pleased with me having to tell her that I was who I was, that I am gay, and that it's just sad that her daughter might not be married to a man. But it's okay, Mom, I told her. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, my mom was very mean. My mom, I wasn't allowed to very much at all go out the way I wanted to dress. I had to go dressed with female clothes, which I wasn't comfortable with. Or if I was going to school, I would dress with female clothes and take my masculine clothes in my backpack or my duffel bag and change in school, because I felt way more comfortable with just having loose clothes. I started off by just doing basketball shorts and t-shirts. That's how I would leave the house when I first started. And that's when she was like, why are you dressing like that? Blah, blah, blah. But it was difficult with her. I'm not going to go in depth too much, because I don't want to throw my mom under the bus, you know. Just know that she did call me an embarrassment, but I'm not going to go deep into that. But that's how bad it was. It was mental abuse. It was me getting mistreated, getting prayed for everything. It was difficult, very, very difficult. So I had ran away for a period of 6 months. I was back and forth. And this is when I decided to rebel, actually. Like you can tell, I decided to rebel. I ran away. And if anything, if I suggest you, if you are coming out to your parents, do not run away if it goes bad. If anything, if it's like prayers or talking to you, go lock yourself in your room and put some headphones on and just ignore the world, okay? but do not run away, because I went through some crazy stuff when I ran away. The streets is not good for you. All right. Anyways, like I was saying, I had ran away. I seen everything. I came back home definitely when I decided that it wasn't they were gonna accept me, but it was the fact that I had to accept that they were gonna take their time for them to understand. So I came to that thought, and I decided to come home. And from there, it kind of started running a little bit smoother when I decided to let my parents and my family take their time on accepting who I was. But I'm gonna talk about everybody. I'm a family of 6, so I'm gonna talk about all 6 of them. Me coming out. I didn't come out to any of them willingly. I only have actually 2 stories, which is to my mom and my brother. So my dad didn't really get a story. He was just, I didn't really tell him. He just, I think, found out through my mom. So that's how my dad was. My older sister, she kind of just found out through my mom, word of mouth. She found out. My brother, okay, so my brother, this is the other story. This time we were probably 13 or 14. We were living, I don't need to tell you guys where we were living, but we were sharing a room at the time, and I actually wrote him a letter. I'm just gonna summarize it because I do not remember, or I don't have it. I wish I had this letter. And I wrote to him and it said, "Hey brother, I need to tell you something important," or something like that, along the lines of that. And he goes, what's up? And I was like, but I remember telling him, "Don't hate me." I kept like punching it, like, what is it called? Like, make sure, I was making sure for him to realize that I was telling him to make sure not to hate me. Like, literally every line probably said, "Please don't hate me, please don't hate me, blah blah blah, please don't hate me." That's how my letter to him was. And finally I told him, "I think I like girls." And I kept writing again, like, "Please don't hate me, you need to understand, blah, blah, blah." And I remember him writing back. All he wrote back, like, I wrote him a long paragraph. And all he wrote back was, "As long as you're happy, I don't care who you like." And from there on, like, whew, I accepted myself, and I love myself for who I am. And yeah, well, I have one more brother. His name is David. He really kind of doesn't have a story either. He kind of was born when I was already who I was, so not that he didn't have a choice to accept who I am, but like, he kind of grew up with me already being like this. He didn't really see the other side of me, so it was like, I think it's normal to him. Not normal, but that's just Emily. This is Emily to him, because he hasn't really seen another one other than when I used to have to dress girly on Sundays to go to church. But he's seen a mixture of both of them, so I feel like to him it was an easier understanding. But yeah, that's it. Make sure you guys like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'm gonna be putting out a lot of content, so make sure you guys put your post notifications on, and I'll be back with more videos. Bye guys.